They not like us. All right. They not like us, heard the beat, so I hopped out. Only two sides, that's the light and the dark route. House not a home, renovation's gonna start now. We burn the wood down and rebuild with some heart now. Pray for the chosen few, out of position, really should be at a higher view. Mine is in prison and I saw them people fold on them. Guess it was tempting, gotta hold on to faith like a wheel in a Bentley. And we need our identity, YAH'S in the vicinity, and he's the epitome, so pray for my enemies. Pray, repent, the truth will reveal itself in due time. Know that time heals. Floods, earthquakes, gotta be a sign. But what do I know? I just love the Most High. Plagues, fires, gotta be a sign. But what?
Satan, the devil, has blinded the entire world. The unrepentant and unbelieving souls, whose lot the Hamashiach says would be the lake of fire. The Bible teaches us that the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. Those who do not obey Yahuwah's law, such a person would remain ignorant, blind, unbelieving, and lacking understanding on the living word of Elohim. These truths are hidden from carnal man because they are living in disobedience. Therefore, Yahuwah will not give knowledge or understanding to the carnal, lawless, and unbelieving people. Romans 8:5 says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit." A carnal mind is the separation between Yahuwah and those who do not worship him in spirit and truth. Unfortunately, rebellion and the rejection of Yahuwah's truth is a result of the fallen angels and is associated with their rejection and refusal of Elohim's law. We should all take note that back in ancient times, the consequences for wickedness, violence, iniquity, corruption, lawlessness, and sin caused the entire world to have to pay a very heavy price.
Remember, Jesus said in the Bible that nobody knows the day nor time, that he will come back like a thief in the night. What happened when Noah warned the people and told the people that Jesus is returning? Nobody paying attention. Everybody's playing around and fooling around. This is what we're going through again. Life repeats itself. This is what's about to happen to us again. Everybody's fooling around, joking around, thinking things is fun, ignoring the media, ignoring the wars and rumors of war, the Euphrates River. They're ignoring the times of hell and the earthquakes and things that is about to become upon us because they think everything is fun. But we, us woke people, we're warning you. We're telling you to prepare, and you thinking it's a joke. But we're living in the days of Noah, and it's about to repeat itself and happen again. The Bible is telling you the days of Noah will repeat itself, and we're at it again. Everybody's fooling around and ignoring, but it's gonna happen.
If you want to be saved from Yahuwah's wrath in these last days, it is important that you don't forget this. Only those who know the name of the Father and call upon him through the name of his Son, Yahushua, will be saved, as per Joel chapter 2 and verse 32. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahuwah shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahuwah had said, and in the remnant whom Yahuwah shall call." And again, in Acts chapter 2 and verse 21, it says, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahuwah shall be saved." Scores of people do not really know the Most High. Many will suffer the wrath of Yah because they do not know his name, nor do they know his Son, the Hamashiach. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 25 reads, "Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate." So the Most High's anger and wrath will be poured out on the heathen nations and those who do not know him. And not just because you don't know him, but also because you have mistreated his chosen people. Many people are waking up to who Yahuwah's chosen people really are. And in these last days, we have people that you would least expect making confessions that the Negroes, so-called black people, are in fact the Israelites spoke of in the Bible. Now, it doesn't matter your opinion, and it doesn't matter who doesn't agree, and Yahuwah definitely don't care about your feelings. If you don't believe this truth, well, that's just too bad. You are going to suffer the wrath of the Most High. But at the end of the day, every knee shall bow, and every tongue will confess. Philippians chapter 2, verses 10 and 11 reads, that at the name of Yahushua every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yeshua HaMashiach is Master, to the glory of Elohim, the Father.
With that white Jesus? I mean, here's a white guy telling you black people that your Messiah is not a long-haired white European guy. Your Messiah is Hebrew, my darker-skinned brothers and sisters. When are you guys going to wake up and become kings and queens?
The entire world is waking up to the true Messiah, his identity, as well as the true identity of the Israelites. You see, what people can't see coming is the end to this wicked kingdom, because they're distracted by everything else going on in the world, and this is by design. We cannot avoid the impending wrath of the Most High because we don't know his proper name, nor do we keep his commandments. Acts chapter 4 and verse 12 says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Now, you don't have to believe this, but the Most High is furious that the entire world is worshiping another God. And the whole world have been filled with wickedness and the inhabitants of demons. And because this world is as it was in the day of Noah, the Most High is going to send all his wrath and fury upon the face of this earth. Ezekiel chapter 13 and 13 says, therefore thus said Yahuwah Elohim, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be a overflowing shower in my anger, and great hailstorms in my fury to consume it. Now the Most High said that he created good and evil, that he created all things, and it's a shame that people would like to give the credit to climate change and to global warming and to the powers that be, stating that they're making weather machines. Now that might be true to a certain extent, but let's look at Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahuwah of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. The Bible clearly states that the Most High of hosts is the one who's going to be destroying the earth with thunder, earthquakes, great noises, storms, flames, etc., etc. Some of you may have watched my video in regards to the solar eclipse in 2024 and how that was the final line making a cross over the United States, in which the first initial line on the X was in 2017. Now, Tav is very significant in the Hebrew alphabet because the Most High says that he is the Aleph, in which is the beginning, as well as the Tav, in which is the end. And the reason that this is important is because it gives us the idea that the Most High is going to put an end or destroy America. Another interesting point is that the eclipse in 2024 formed a line that went directly through Texas. Now I want you to watch this short video clip. Now in this video clip, This young lady, she mentions Juneteenth, in which I do not celebrate. I do not subscribe to it. I just want to let you all know that we are definitely not free. We may be free as in physically. However, we as a people are still enslaved psychologically. So anyway, this video is going to describe why United States and Texas must be destroyed.
Did you know some American slaves were not freed until 100 years after slavery ended? The Emancipation Proclamation went into effect on January 1st, 1863. Slavery continued in Texas for another 2.5 years, and in some cases longer than that. The Confederacy could not proceed successfully without slave labor, a Prairie View A&M University researcher says. Slave owners either did not notify slaves that they were now free or attempted to hide them from Union troops.
I was about 9, 10 years old, maybe more. They right there. We didn't know where to go. Mom and them didn't know where to go. You see, after freedom, bro, just like you turn something out, Turn us out just like, you turn out cattle. I say, but the old master didn't tell you, it was free.
He didn't tell you that?
No, he didn't tell. They waited, I think now they said they wait them 6 months out of that. 6 months. And turn them loose on the 19th of June.
Unfortunately, the Union could not reach all parts of the Deep South. Historian and genealogist Antoinette Harrell has uncovered cases of African Americans still living as slaves 100 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, Vice reported. Antoinette tells a story where she met about 20 people who had worked on the Waterford plantation in Louisiana. They had become indebted to the plantation's owner and were not allowed to leave the property. At the end of the harvest, when they tried to settle up with the owner, they were always told they didn't make it into the black and to try again next year, she said. Between 1861 and 1965, slaves gradually learned of their freedom and broke out from bondage. Even though Black Americans were no longer slaves, they still suffered from lynchings, harassment, and murder from white Americans. Some sympathizing white Americans also faced similar fates. The war may not have brought a great deal of bloodshed to Texas, notes historian Elizabeth Hayes Turner, but the peace certainly did. Even though the path to full freedom was tumultuous, the end of slavery was a huge milestone that needed to happen and is acknowledged and celebrated each Juneteenth.
Therefore, thus said Yahuwah Elohim, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it.
This morning, severe storms sweeping through the South and Midwest, bringing tornadoes to the Central Plains, along with heavy rains and high winds.
No! Oh my gosh!
The possible twisters touching down in Oklahoma. And in Kansas, destructive storms raked the I-70 corridor.
Now look at it out there on the road.
Powerful winds clocking in at 100 miles per hour, along with baseball-sized hail. Drivers taking shelter at this gas station. Damage from severe storms also a concern in the South and Southwest. It's all coming at a difficult time for Texas, as thousands of homes and businesses in Houston are still without power, days after a deadly windstorm tore through the area late last week.
Oh, there it goes.
Residents now battling blistering heat and humidity as temperatures continue to soar after power outages plunged some neighborhoods into darkness. The storms also impacting many schools. Administrators making plans to transfer students from the hardest hit schools to others if needed.
If we don't have power, we're going to look at the situation. If it's easy to move the kids at one school to another, then we'll do that.
Therefore, thus said Yahuwah Elohim, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it.
Great disaster in the last days does not come only from CERN or only from the wicked or the powers that be. The Lord's anger and wrath is burning against the nations in the last days. He talks about the earthquakes, he talks about the winds and the hailstorms. A lot of these events, I'm going to bring them and put them up here, these come directly from the Lord. So if they talk about it's global warming or they blame it on us and our factories, no. The anger and wrath of the Lord is burning against the nations through weather disasters. It is what it is. So Don't give all credit only to evil or only to wickedness, only to powers that be or machines, and think the Lord has nothing to do with it. Satan and the powers that be would like you to think that every major event that happens in the last days has something to do with them being in power. They don't even care if you have a conspiracy thinking that it's them, because as long as you don't give honor to the Father in heaven, that this hellstorm, that these earthquakes in various places and tornadoes and floods are happening because of the Lord's wrath, trying to get people to turn into repentance. As long as you think it's them, that works in their favor. So remember, when it comes to weather catastrophes, the Lord has something to do with it, not just the powers that be and not this global warming thing.
You see, because the Most High is a just Elohim, He's giving some of us a little more time to adhere to this truth. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." You see, no one will be able to stand before Yahuwah and say they never heard this truth. So by the time that the end comes, the whole world will know the truth. Once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. You can't say you never heard the gospel. Let me rephrase that, because many people are teaching and twisting the scriptures to their own destruction. You will never be able to claim that you never heard the truth of the gospel. You'll never be able to say that you didn't know that the true Hebrew Israelites are Negroes. You will not be able to claim that you never heard that we are supposed to keep the commandments of the Most High and all of His feast days forever. Nor will you be able to say you didn't know that the Hamashiach was a Negro from the tribe of Yehuda. In fact, no matter what factual evidence is proven, many of you are going to be waiting for white Jesus right up until the moment that the black Hamashiach crack that firmament and destroy you all. It's important to understand that the Most High is a just Elohim. He has provided us a grace period in these last days, just as He did in the days of Noah, before He suddenly came and took them all away. This concludes my video. May the Most High bless you and keep you all safe in this hour. And remember Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, "He that endures unto the end shall be saved." And until my next video, Shalom.